Hi y'all. As you can tell, we're out in the garden again, but the video is not gardening. We'll be doing some more cockeyed cooking. I just need to grab a few herbs. Today on the Cockeyed homestead, we're making Osso Buco the cockeyed way. Now, I'm not Italian. I don't even look Italian. I sure don't sound Italian. But all Osso Buco means meat with a hole in the bone. So, most people use veal. I use beef. And for this recipe, I've got this nice shank steak that I caught on sale. And one steak will be more than enough meat for the two of us. Adjust the recipe as always the way you like to. Went out to the garden and got some fresh thyme and some garlic, which I've chopped up in fairly big chunks. If you don't like to bite in garlic, by all means, put it through a garlic press. But for us, it doesn't matter. We've got salt and pepper. Of course, we got our favorite mushrooms. Celery. You will notice that everything is fairly big chunks because this is a rustic dish. We've got carrots, diced tomatoes, chopped onions. For this dish, I put about a cup and a half of onions, cup of celery, about half a cup of carrots, a little bit of oil. We've got our beef stock, about half a cup of flour to coat the meat, and then we're going to brown it off in the skillet. All this is going to go in the crock pot and cook all day, so it'll be nice and yummy for tonight. As you can see, I shook it up in the bag and coated it liberally with flour. You may have noticed that I did not put salt and pepper in the bag. That's because, to me, flavors tend to concentrate in the slow cooker. So I salt and pepper it after the flour, right before I brown it. Now my skillet should be screaming hot by now. So I'm just going to pick this shank steak up. Oh yeah, that's the sound I want to hear. Salt and pepper this other side. I don't know about you, but I don't like halfway seasoned food. Now, in a video, I asked what y'all did with the leftover containers that you get your fresh vegetables in. These were mushrooms. I caught a sale where the store manager had dropped them down to 99¢ a pack. Bought a bunch of them and put those mushrooms in the dehydrator. I kept some out for tonight's meal and some for this week's meal. And sure, they're a little brown. They still got all that good mushroom flavor. Got the outside of my shank steak all nice and brown and all the way around. The oil is still in the pan. I'm going to add my onions, my celery, my carrots, and my washed mushrooms. And yes, folks, I did wash my mushrooms in water. Give them a little extra juice because they were getting a bit old and a bit dried out. But now you'll cook these vegetables off to give them a nice color. It'll also pull all those pan drippings and use up the rest of the oil that was in the pan. Now my fresh garden thyme I love cooking with fresh herbs, but if you don't have any, it'll be about 2 teaspoons of dry thyme. And my garlic. You know, the recipe only calls for 2 cloves. Garlic is good for the heart, good for the blood pressure, good to keep mosquitoes away too. For some reason they really don't like the smell of it eating through your pores. And since both of us in this house are eating it, we don't have to worry about smelling the garlic breath. But I'll let this color up. I'll add my beef broth. I've got, how much do I got in there? Oh, it looks like 2 cups of beef broth in there. I put my steak in my crock pot. But after these get some color in, I'll add them to the crock pot, add my beef stock, add my tomatoes, and we'll put it on to simmer for hours. And it's going to be so tender and delicious. It makes you want to slap your mama. While that's cooking away in the crock pot, I'll show you what else we got to go with this. Now, like I said before, I'm not Italian. I don't pretend to be. So, I'm not going to call it polenta. I'm going to call it what us Southern girls know it as, and that's grits. Now, I've got in the pot 2 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of butter. I've got measured out a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. And then I'll measure out 1/2 cup of grits. For those of you that don't know, if you ever run short on a serving of grits, all you got to do is add some more hot water. If you added too much water, all you have to do to make it thicker is add a little bit more grits. But I'm not a fancy Italian, and I just do my own thing. I'm going to go ahead and dump the Parmesan cheese and the grits in the water. Grab me a spoon to stir it all up with. Now these aren't instant grits. To me, they don't have the texture and the flavor instant grits don't, because they've chopped the corn up too fine. These are regular grits. They cook about 5 minutes. Now, my water had come to a boil with all that butter and good stuff in it. I did put a little bit of salt in the water. Did you know you can't flavor grits after they've been cooked? You got to flavor the water. So, you put your salt water in, then you put your grits in, and that's how you get some salt flavor in your grits. I'm going to bring this up to a boil, let it simmer for a couple minutes, and chill it on down. And when it gets closer to the time for us to serve, I'll go ahead and dish up a nice plate full of it. Okay, we're finally ready to sit down to eat. And true to my word, there's a bone with a hole in it. Osso Buco. Over polenta. If you want to impress your friends, it's Osso Buco over polenta. For us, it's just grits. It's just grits and shank steak with a bone and a hole in it. How is it? With that bone marrow that cooked down in it, the beef stock?
I do like this. I have to admit that the last one you did, the zucchini spaghetti thingy,
Scampi.
That was really good. This is lovely. I needed beef. It's just as tender as it can be.
Yeah, and considered shank steak is one of the tougher cuts of meat because it's from the lower calf of the cow. This just pulls apart with a fork. As you can see, the bone came out clean. Nothing stuck to it, not even the marrow. And once it was on the, scooping it out with the pot, it just fell apart in little pieces.
I'm busy eating. Well, I have to admit, I heard grits and shank. And I thought, I don't think so. This is actually good. This is very good.
Yes, it's something you would pay about $40 for in a high-class restaurant for one plate.
But we're at the Cockeyed restaurant.
We're at the Cockeyed restaurant. We got our meat on sale for $2.90. Had some vegetables that were getting along in the tooth, and we got grits. Total cost of the meal plus the salad is about $5.99. Can't beat it, folks.
That's good. That was wonderful.
Or actually, $3 for your plate, $3 for my plate. It's even better. We beat everybody's lunch special.
That's true.
This has been Joe
And Mel.
from the Cockeyed Homestead. Y'all have a blessed day. Now, if you don't mind, we're just gonna keep on eating.